In America, ice hockey is one of the big four sports. However, 3 decades ago, roller hockey, while still a niche sport, started to gain traction as well. That success, however, was short-lived, but here in the Valley, there's building momentum to get hockey on wheels back rolling in the right direction.
The mid-90s, late 90s gave us the Mighty Ducks movies, which got a huge hockey swell going. There wasn't a lot of ice rinks at that point. Rollerblades were popular. It was kind of the perfect storm for our sport. Everybody owned a pair of rollerblades. It was much easier to grab a stick and you're off to the races.
That was back at its height, the 1990s. But now, hockey played on wheels known as roller or inline hockey is back on the rise once again, over 30 years later.
I'm 25 years old now. I've played basically my whole life. It's my favorite sport.
Roller hockey is more reliant on skill than its ice equivalent. It's played on a hard surface called sport court with a plastic puck. And with only 4 players from each team on the court at a time, the game features more room for creativity.
It's a possession game, so it's a more of a skill game, and a little bit less of a, if you're not really smart knowing what you're doing, you're not going to make much of an impact.
America's premier professional roller hockey league, Roller Hockey International, was founded in 1993 and enjoyed some success before ultimately folding in 1999. But in the last 10 years or so, the sport's comeback can be seen on college campuses, where club teams and local rec leagues across the country are helping keep the sport alive.
It's kind of like been on the downfall, but we're getting more attention from the NHL and like seeing players like Connor Bedard, a #1 overall draft pick, like big roller hockey advocate. We have Ty Murchison on the ASU NCAA team. I've played against him growing up and just a couple kids spotted here and there. And so it's not, from my perspective, it hasn't really died off, but that's just because I'm in it.
The Valley has been key in helping the sport grow at the collegiate level. With Arizona State University and the University of Arizona having 2 teams, and Grand Canyon University having a team as well, athletes in State 48 have plenty of opportunities to play the sport. Nick Boyarsky is the head coach of the 2 teams at ASU. While Boyarsky is new to the staff, the teams themselves have been around for many years, and Boyarsky credits that to not trying to rapidly grow the game, but rather keep it steady for generations to come.
It's not so much that it's grown as that it's stayed sustainable. We've been competing at the D1 level in the NCRHA from basically since 2012. Actually 2011 season probably, it was our first D1 season. I think we're one of the few teams that has consistently put a D1 team on the floor every year, and we're consistently in the top 4 of teams every year. So I think our sustainability and the fact that the school supports us really well, and on top of that, we've had amazingly good club officers and the students that have helped keep the club going.
Over the years, roller hockey has not only seen success in the USA, but internationally as well, with many professional leagues in Europe. Alex McDonald, an assistant coach on the Arizona State staff, played roller hockey professionally in France, Italy, and Spain. After he returned, McDonald says that the fan support for the game gives it the outstanding success it enjoys.
It was super cool. They have leagues over there. They kind of compensate you loosely for going over there. It's basically just an experience to kind of experience a different country and see roller hockey in different parts of the world. They take it very serious with their fans. Like the people over there love it. It still is kind of a niche sport, but there's a lot more organization, I would say, overseas.
As for the future of the game as a whole, many in the roller hockey community have high optimism for the future of the sport worldwide, and believe that having success both in America and overseas is vital if roller hockey wants to make a triumphant return.
The sport professionally is growing overseas. Hopefully what that happens here is that shows our governing body, which we don't really have much of one, that there's a need for a true international USA team. I think with USA not being very well organized as a country for the sport internationally, it's going to be really hard to make that push.
While we're still waiting to see the return of professional roller hockey to America, the game is still very much alive in Europe. With the 2028 Olympics set to come to Los Angeles, California, there is a petition going around amongst dedicated players to help return the sport to the international Olympic stage. For JMC 331, I'm Brendan Paul.